IRCC conducted their first express entry draw for the month. I was hoping for the week earlier, probably on the 4th, but no, it happened on the 10th. Invited only 1,510 candidates, which, to be very honest, was quite shocking. What will happen when they have low number of invitations? Obviously, the scores are going to be 546, which was high, unexpected. Did not wanted to see that, but it happened. Express entry draws are at such a low number. Why are they continuing with this? Well, obviously, we were aware that there were some technical glitches earlier. First, they had a problem with the spouse's work experience. Then they had a problem with the postal codes, the Canadian postal codes. They were being added and they were not being updated correctly. And then they had a problem with and IRCC came up and acknowledged that as well. And then what happened is on the 11th of December, there was a bit of a change in the French language exams. TEF, TEF, they conduct their French language exams and they changed their what we refer to in English as CLB. Similarly, in French, you have NCLC. So again, the language benchmark. And they changed that. And actually, it was in the benefit of the people. It was in the benefit of the people because lower scores were given a higher benchmark. So earlier, what used to happen with French language TEF exams was that until 10th of December, if you would have taken the French TEF exam, your level 7. Now, level 7 is very, very, very important because this is how you become eligible under the French category proficiency draw. Okay. Plus, it also gives you lots of additional points. So 450 was the minimum score in order to become eligible under NCLC. And this was until the 10th of December, right? Now, what did they do is on the 11th of December, they changed the NCLC levels. And that basically became a low score, and it goes down to 428 on the lower end of the score. So 428, 434, 434, 456. This became the new NCLC level for the French TEF exams. Obviously, it's a benefit to a lot of people out there who were slightly on the lower scores, but now they were NCLC 7, right? And what happens with NCLC 7 is that they now become eligible and under the French proficiency draw. Not only that, they get additional points. But you see, this change has happened. IRCC has updated it on their website, but somewhere, somehow in their web development or in the webs, whoever manages their back end of the program forgot to update in the express entry system. So what is happening is when people are updating their scores as per the new levels, they're not getting the points. In some cases, they are not even eligible or their profile becomes in. So they're having all those issues in the express entry with this new language scores update from TEF. And in my opinion, there is absolutely no way to certify, specify, and confirm because IRCC will not come out and acknowledge it. So because of that, I'm assuming that they have been holding back on the draws. Now, of course, when they do a general draw, they are conducting a small invitation size, small group of invitations because they largely cover the PNPs only, right? 1,300 were PNPs, right? Mostly PNPs, people who have received 600 points and more. That's how the invitations have been. And they only issued 200 to the other 500 plus. So it is not really helping. So again, in my assumption, that the number of invitations has been kept lower, primarily because if people are not able to update their scores, people are not getting those points, then they are losing out on the draws. And if they're losing out on the draws, it's not fair. So they want to obviously sort out the tech glitches. This could also be a reason why Ontario has not conducted a French speakers draw. This could also be a reason why IRCC has not conducted a French category specific draw. All these are possibilities. Why? Because they have not been able to update this on the back end. So this is another glitch. Now, there is another glitch I expect towards some time of this year. And this is what you should be aware of. Every time IRCC makes these kind of changes, they have these kind of glitches. We know that, right? We know that with the knock system when it happened. We know that with any kind of changes they make on the back end when they're trying to update the forms. It happened with the work experience of spouses. It happened with the postal codes for Canada when they changed that. It now obviously has happened with this as well, with the TEF scores. Later this year, they will be accepting Pearson test, okay, PTE. They will be accepting that as a valid exam for the language skills for express entry. Whenever that happens, we don't know when they will implement it. And whenever that happens, you can again anticipate some glitches. At least that is what we have come to expect of IRCC. If just the way the sun rises every morning, IRCC's glitches continue in this manner. That's what happens with IRCC, right? And that's what happens with this express entry. Everything starts working smoothly, and then bang, there is a spanner in the wheel, and we have to wait. Again, that's the reason why I remain forever hopeful. Why? Because if there is a glitch, means it can be sorted out. And if it can be sorted out, which basically means then we should at some point of time return back to the regular draws, and hopefully then you should start seeing some of my predictions coming true. Fingers crossed. So my expectation, prediction if you want to call it, speculation if you want to call it, is that we should see 500s once they start sorting out their glitch and start conducting their draws very soon. From there on, 490s is not too far because there's only 6,000 profiles in the pool. And if there's a big if, IRCC somehow find it in their hearts to again do something magical like what they did in the March last year, 2023, when they conducted the draws, the back-to-back draws, and they invited 21,000 people in a span of only 14 days, then we can see 480s and probably even 470s happening at that point of time. Take care, and I wish you all the best.